Hello Lavash lovers, this is Karen coming to you from my Courage On Kitchen with yet another simple entertaining idea and some tips to help you entertain at Christmas. Let's go. And today I'm inviting my friend Julianne from Julianne's Kitchen to come and help us put together a wonderful cheese and fruit platter that you can entertain with at Christmas. Come in, Julianne.
Hi, Karen.
Welcome.
So good to see you.
And you too. So what are we looking to put together today?
Well, there's nothing better than to have a few bits of cheeses, I think, and a few fruit pastes. And you've always got a little bit of fruit around the house. And when you've got people that pop in, especially at this time of year, it's nothing better than to be able to pull everything out of the fridge, make something reasonably quickly that can impress.
Absolutely. We love to impress, but we love to entertain simply.
Yes.
So all the ideas that we bring you from Courage On Kitchen is simple entertainment.
So we've got a little bit of a mix here. And when you're looking for cheese, the idea is, I guess, when you're making a platter, is textures and colour. That's really
So Julianne, what did you find in my fridge today?
Well, I found a nice little mix actually, and some really good different textures and tastes, which will go beautifully.
Excellent.
So I've got a crumbly cheddar here. This one's got a jalapeno through it, so it's a little bit spicy, but that'll
and
be lovely.
some people love spicy.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's a good difference.
Absolutely, and I think that's really important when you're looking at a platter. Not everything we personally eat, our guests will eat.
Absolutely.
So it's like go a little bit, spread it a little. Absolutely. And then I see you've got is this a brie or a camembert?
This one here is a brie, so there's not much difference. There's a little bit of difference flavour-wise, obviously, between a brie and a camembert. I always prefer a brie, I must say.
Show us how to cut this round, because we don't want a big round sitting on.
No, well, you can imagine that is quite a big blob of white colour there. So we want to break that up, and we want to make it more accessible for more people on a platter to be able to get to.
And I think if also when you put a round on a platter like that, often people don't know how to cut it or how to start.
Or don't want to be the first one.
Yes, that's true. Oh, that's never me.
I know. So let me be the first one. So all I like doing is cutting it in half. I mean, some people take a little wedge out, but I think cutting it in half, if we place it here and place it here, look how much more space we've used up on the board as well. So we're going to keep building on this board, but we've just spread our cheese out. More people can get a little bit.
So what I can see here at the moment is we have a centre piece, and then we've used our corners to place our different shapes of cheeses and balance our colour.
Absolutely.
And then we can start to add.
Yeah, so we're going to need
creative.
room to be creative with our fruit, creative with our fruit paste, and then the most important bit, we've got to get that lavash.
Leave room for that, won't
Leave
you?
room for the lavash.
Absolutely. Let's get this together and let's see how we're going to add fruit, add the colours, and make this really exciting for our guests to enjoy. So now we're going to add fruit paste, Julianne's kitchen fruit paste. And Julianne has such a selection of fruit paste, and most people would know quince paste or a pear paste.
Yeah.
Explain to me what all these are and how we use them and what's the best way to use them. And also you're going to show us how to place them.
Place them.
So I'll just pop them there, and you can please share with us.
Well, the quince paste is the most known. It came originally, I guess, a lot of cultures probably made it, but Spanish are very well known for their quince paste, and they call it membrillo. So if you ever see that, but they're lovely. But the best thing about our fruit paste is that we don't use any preservatives. So a lot of fruit paste do have quite a few vegetable gums to make them thicker. We let the pectin that's naturally in the fruit to thicken the fruit up, and we only use Australian fruit. So
you have the same values as Courage On Kitchen.
That's
We
right,
are,
friends.
and that's exactly all natural, no preservatives, using the best of Australian
Absolutely.
produce, and so important. Let me
have a smell. Always smell your food first.
Yes.
Gorgeous, isn't it? Now, the reason you have fruit with your cheese is that anything with a high fat content, you offset with something acid or fruity. So it could be a jelly with a pate, for instance, but this is acidity and the tartness of the fruit cutting through the fat and the richness of the cheese. So that's why they balance really well. Think of pork and apple sauce.
I have a question of quince paste. Do we keep it in the fridge or do we keep it in the cupboard?
Big dilemma.
Yeah,
the cupboard's
absolutely.
fine. And look, as long as your container's closed, the cupboard's fine. Even if it's not closed, the cupboard's okay. Think of fruit paste like a very, very, very thick jam.
Okay.
Yes, it can sit in the fridge. If you sit in the fridge for too long though, the sugars in it can crystallize. So pantry, fridge, it really doesn't matter. You shouldn't have to store it that long, Karen. You should be eating it.
Well, at this time of the year, we will be. With Christmas coming, we will be. So let's try and add our fruit now.
Absolutely.
And I know you've got some great tips on how you can cut fruit, how to use fruit, and also how to start with placement.
Right.
So with the expert chef in the
Pressure.
Currajong kitchen, let's pick her brain and create something to a finish.
Terrific. You've got some beautiful mangoes here, Karen, in your fridge. Lucky you.
I love mangoes.
Me too.
You're lucky.
That's still there, exactly. I get the seed, that's all I'm saying. So when you cut your fruit, always choose your largest fruit first to position because you've got the most room, right? Then we can fill up holes with the smaller fruit. So a good way of getting this is you've got to get it off the seed and go tight. So when you're going to cut through, leave about a finger in the middle, cut nice and tight. So that way you're getting the most amount of meat or flesh on this side rather than on the seed. Okay, so we're just going to turn it around.
Don't get much seed to eat, Julian.
So just slide that glass in there between the skin and the flesh and drag it up. There we go. And that, sometimes there's more, that's for the chef. There's always something for the chef, right? So that's what you get to drink.
Okay, I'll save it for you.
Thank you, Karen.
So Julianne, now you've done beautiful cheeks smooth of the mango. What are you going to do? So you're slicing, and I love to, let's look at your chef skills.
Oh.
No, as you're slicing, because not everybody knows how to slice well, because the secret to slicing is obviously how you're holding and guiding your knife and allowing the knife to do the work.
Yes, so don't push down. You should have a knife that's sharp enough so that you don't have to use a lot of weight. If you use a lot of weight, you're just going to get a squashed mango cheek. I curl my fingers just so, and that's the way to do it, just so that you don't have fingers that are out, you don't lose them. So your knuckles here guide the knife. And you just tip to heel, tip to heel, tip to heel, tip to heel.
Gorgeous fresh mangoes, sliced beautifully. What's next?
Well, the next largest item I think we've got here are our strawberries, and that'll also go to various places. I think that's a little large to put on a fruit plate just because it's for people to share. So you can pick out your smaller ones and keep them whole. These have all been washed, by the way, so make sure you wash your fruit well.
Really important with berries.
Absolutely. So just...
And strawberries, don't we just love strawberries in this country?
Yes.
It's just so beautiful, fresh, gorgeous.
But look how vibrant, just by putting strawberries on, that whole platter just lifts up. And I'm just scattering them around. You know, you don't have to put them absolutely everywhere. Just scatter them around. People can get them from all different spots. And they're upside down, inside out. They're
Staying with the berries, what else do we have?
So you've got some beautiful blackberries here.
Love
And yeah, I wouldn't cut a blackberry. You'll just get blackberry everywhere and you'll stain your fingers. So I just get a little handful and just
creatively simple.
Yes.
Just to scatter.
Remember, my guests have just come over and I didn't even know they were coming, and I don't want to spend all my time in the kitchen. So I'm just throwing this plate together. Literally, I'm throwing it together, and that's when it looks the best. So that's enough. Just because you've got more berries, you don't have to use them all. You can always refill later.
And that's another point about the fridge as well.
Yes.
Just because you have everything in your fridge, you don't have to use everything.
I noticed you had some beautiful passion fruit, and I love the passion fruit, but let's save it for a pavlova.
Yeah,
because that'll happen, you know, the next time you entertain. It's not something that is readily eaten with a fruit plate. But this beautiful kiwi, you can make something look a little bit fancy with that. So have you ever seen a kiwi that has been zigzag cut, I guess, and then peeled apart?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you
Do you
going to
know how?
show me?
All right, so you just push the knife in to the center, okay? And we're just going to vary the knife up and down. You can see where your blade's gone, okay? You're not pushing too far. You're definitely not pushing out the other side.
So you were zigzagging?
Yes, so we're just
around
doing like
the middle.
little, exactly around the middle.
Around the centre.
That's right.
Like around the waist of the zucchini.
Around the waist.
Oh, sorry.
Beautiful.
Around the waist of the kiwi.
Of the kiwi. I think we call this a Van Dyke, actually.
Oh, yes.
Don't we? Gosh, my old chef words are coming back to me. Things that we just don't use anymore. This is such an 80s thing to do. So you'll notice that they just joined all back up.
Old is new again, Julianne.
I know.
Oh, yes.
Classics never go out of fashion. So even though your guests won't be able to eat that, I do understand everything on your platter should be edible, and it is edible, but let's not cut it up into small pieces. Let's show it there as a bit of a showpiece. That'll look wow.
Cheers, Julianne. Thank you for visiting Currajong Kitchen, the Currajong Kitchen.
It's been a really fun, 5 minutes this took us? It's been lovely napping with you.
Absolutely. We're going to eat. Don't forget.
Cheers.
Cheers. Don't forget, you can find Julianne's kitchen fruit pastes and pate out in your favourite deli, your favourite supermarket and favourite fruit market. Look for it wherever you find Currajong Kitchen Wash.